Today I'm going to show you how to make cordage, a simple way of taking relatively short, weak fibres and turning them into indefinitely long, strong string. Making cordage is as simple as plaiting and it only takes a couple of minutes to learn, so take time out of your day and learn a skill in which you can become more self-reliant. Just be warned though, once you start working with plants and their beautiful fibres, they have a tendency to take over, and before you know it, your place is filled with drying plants and string. Although most of the work with plant fibres, you can use loads of other materials, including recycled materials such as old fruit nets, soft plastic packaging and old scraps of fabric. I'm going to use these dandelion stems that I gathered last year to show you how to make cordage, but I've got loads of videos on loads of different materials you can make cordage from. If, like me, using plant materials to make a cordage, then you'll need to give them a soak. But obviously if you're using synthetic materials like these fruit nets, you can twist them straight up. The trick to making nice tight cordage when working with plant material is to soak them only just enough so they become flexible again. If you over soak them, as your material dries out, you'll be left with quite loose cordage. Reach enough rambling, time for twisting up the cordage. You need to select 2 or more pieces of whichever fibre you're working with. Then you need to make sure the ends are slightly offset so they don't finish at the same time. Then, holding somewhere vaguely in the middle, start twisting away with your right hand until you canny twist no more. When you start to bring your 2 hands together, you'll notice this little loop magically form. Hold it between your finger and thumb on your left hand like that. Then, taking this top one, always working with the top one, we'll twist it up and away, which is the way the twist was already going. And then bring it down and over the bottom one. This is now the new top fibre, so we twist it up and away and bring it down. Twist it up and away and bring it down over the other one, and basically just carry on twisting like so. Some people find it easier if they tie this end to something and then they can work with 2 hands like that. Some people hold it in the mouth whilst working, but make sure you're not working with a poisonous fibre. Then, as I'm doing, once you've got a little bit of length on your cordage, you can use these 3 fingers to grab the cordage. Then you have these pincers to work with, and you can carry on twisting and they can be a lot more helpful. As you go on, you'll notice one or both of the sides becoming a bit thinner. When you do, that's when it's time to add some new fibres in. So both sides on mine are becoming a bit thin, so I'll show you the 2 techniques there are to adding fibres. So the first one is just adding fibres to one side. So grab your new fibre and just simply lay it alongside your old bunch of fibres there and twist it in, and then literally just carry on like that. This way you get little tags like this, which you have to snip off afterwards, which is a bit of a pain, but depending on what fibres you're working with, you can sometimes just burn them off if they're finer fibres. So I shall add one to the other side in the same way, simply just laying it alongside the old bunch of fibres and twisting it in. This is why it's important to work with more than one fibre, because imagine if you're working with one fibre and it runs out and you need to add another one. Imagine how bulky the join will be. This is a little bit bulky here, but it's not the end of the world. So the other way to add fibres is to, try and focus it, there we go, is to take the new fibre you want to add in, almost kind of fold it in half, and see this side will go in with this bunch and this side will go in with this bunch, and like before, just twist it in with the old fibres. And the great thing about adding fibres in this way is you don't get little tails